All right. If you're a product manager, listen up, because your world is in the middle of a massive change. And no, I'm not talking about just a new tool or some cool new feature. We're talking about a fundamental shift, a whole new era, and it's all being driven by artificial intelligence. Today, we're going to dive into how AI is completely rewriting the playbook for product management.
So, how do we even begin to navigate this new landscape? Well, we've broken it down into a 5-part journey. We'll kick things off with the disruption itself, then we'll look at the 2 new paths opening up for PMs. After that, we'll get into how you can augment your daily work, the tools you're going to need in your arsenal, and finally, what it truly means to be a future-proof leader in this new world. Let's get into it.
You know the feeling, right? You're buried under mountains of user feedback. You're drowning in data, trying to connect all the dots, and all the while, the pressure to ship just never lets up. The old ways of working, they're starting to crack. This, right here, is our call to adventure. And you know what? AI is the guide we've all been waiting for.
And of course, this all leads to the one big question that's probably on your mind. It's the one that's lurking in the back of every meeting about AI these days. Is this technology coming for my job?
The short answer is no. But, and this is a really big but, there's a crucial catch. See, the real threat isn't that AI is going to take your job. The real threat is a product manager who knows how to use AI taking your job. You've got to see this as augmentation, not replacement.
And the upside here? It is huge. Just think about this for a second. A recent McKinsey survey found that PMs who are already on board, already using AI, have seen their productivity jump by 40%. That's almost half your week back. I mean, what could you do with all that extra time freed from the grunt work and finally able to focus on high-level strategy?
So, how do you adapt? As the whole world of product management evolves, we're starting to see 2 pretty distinct roles emerge. It's really important to understand these 2 paths so you can figure out where you fit, and more importantly, where you want to go.
Okay, so first up, you have the AI-powered PM. Honestly, this is becoming the new baseline for every product manager. These folks aren't necessarily building the AI models themselves, but they are becoming absolute experts at using AI tools to analyze data, to draft specs, and to communicate with their stakeholders way faster and more effectively than ever before.
And then you have the AI Product Manager, or AI PM for short. Now, this is a much more specialized role. These are the PMs who are focused on building products with AI at their very core. So instead of managing software that just does exactly what you tell it to, they're guiding these complex systems that learn and evolve and make predictions. Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame. Let's just break that difference down a little more. The AI-powered PM, they're all about augmenting their own workflow to be more efficient. Their key skill is becoming a master of things like prompt crafting. The AI PM, on the other hand, is laser-focused on shipping AI-native products, and that requires some seriously deep skills in data strategy and model evaluation. 2 very distinct roles, and both are absolutely essential in this new landscape.
Okay, let's get practical. How does all this theory actually change what you do day to day? Let's walk through the product lifecycle and see exactly where AI can make a real, tangible difference.
We're seeing AI make a huge impact in 3 main areas. First, there's the shaping phase. That's when you're figuring out what to build. Then, there's shipping, which is all about the execution and delivery. And finally, communicating, which, as you know, is all about keeping everyone on the same page.
And this is where the real magic happens. It's not about doing less work, it's about doing more of the right work. As Frank Tupas from Perplexity puts it, AI handles all those tedious tasks, which frees you up to focus on strategy, on creativity. You know, the stuff that actually moves the needle.
And look, this isn't just theory. Let's look at a real company doing this right now. La Mobilière, which is Switzerland's oldest private insurance company, was really struggling. Their discovery process was slow and fragmented across 1,500 specialists. So they decided to turn to an AI-driven framework to fix it.
And the results they got were just staggering. Their meetings immediately became 50% more efficient. They literally cut 3 full days of prep time for their planning sessions and wiped out over 30 hours of manual work. This isn't just some small tweak. We're talking about a fundamental transformation in how they build products.
Okay, so you've seen the impact. Now, what tools do you actually need to go out and acquire for your own journey? Let's start equipping your new AI arsenal.
First up, for those early stages of discovery and brainstorming, conversational AI is your new best friend. It can take a huge, messy pile of user feedback and just distill it into clear, actionable themes. Or it can help you draft user stories without you having to stare at that dreaded blank page. Now, for the deep research part, you need tools that can process just massive amounts of information. This is where long context AI comes in. It's designed to read everything at once. All your user research, your competitor docs, your technical specs, and it can find connections and insights that you might have easily missed.
And when it comes to turning ideas into reality, code generation tools are an absolute game changer. I mean, imagine building a functional prototype you can test with users in a single afternoon. You can validate your concepts before a single engineering ticket even gets written. That's the kind of power we're talking about here.
So here's a quick look at a starter toolkit. For that brainstorming work, ChatGPT is your go-to conversational partner. For deep research with huge documents, Claude is pretty much unmatched right now. For whipping up rapid prototypes from simple prompts, a tool like Lovable is incredibly powerful. And then to tie it all together, a unified platform like Shorter Loop can help manage the entire life cycle.
But look, having the right tools is really just the beginning. True mastery in this new world comes from a fundamental shift in your mindset. As AI starts to take over more and more of the tactical work, the skills that make a great product leader become even more valuable. Let's talk about what those are.
This is where the human element really shines. With AI as your co-pilot, your core responsibilities get elevated. Things like strategic acumen, influential leadership to align your teams, that deep product intuition, some people call it taste, and really sophisticated communication. These become your superpowers. These are the skills that simply can't be automated.
As the great product thought leader Teresa Torres says, this role isn't a siloed discipline anymore. It's a team sport, and AI just accelerates this trend. It acts like the connective tissue, which allows you to focus on leading the team sport of product development with a much more holistic, well-rounded perspective. And that really brings us to our final thought here. The role of a product manager is changing at its very foundation. It's not just about solving problems anymore. It's about orchestrating intelligent systems, both human and artificial, to create incredible value. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Are you just preparing to be a problem solver, or are you ready to become an AI orchestrator? Because the future of product belongs to the orchestrators.